the theme for today is technology in education. We are going to cover 3 topics today. The first one is materials which are already there, ready-made materials available online. So I shall share some examples and how they could be used in classes. Then we shall do the overview of tools, and we shall finish off with risks, when it comes to specifically AI technology. So this is roughly the plan for today. And yeah, if I go to the first part of the of the laboratory today, of course, we can design our own stuff or even ask students to do that. But there are quite a lot of materials which are already there that can be exploited in different ways in classrooms. So the theme for our project is European values, and actually it is possible to find certain games or materials online which are already about values. So one such example of the project was Europe Matters, a question of values, and some materials are available there. There is also the board game which can be played online, but also there are those materials in PDF which can be downloaded and printed. So it does not have to be even played online, but if there's no such option, but also it can be used in gamification. Another example is the project FIDO. The target audience for this project was not young learners or youth in the secondary schools, but it is a good example of the project that tackles the topic of disinformation and fake news. Of course, there are a lot of materials. So there is again a manual. There are also some exercises which could be used in classroom. But there is also this online game that can be played, and it's already there. Yeah? It's available in different languages. So if you find it relevant for your audience, it's very simple, it's quick, so it might be just used as a kind of warm-up or introductory activity. And one example of another example of EU projects that talk about maybe not about values directly, but about the culture is Cultura Universalis. So again, international project, European project, which focuses on different themes. So it's European landscapes, it's European paintings, sculpture, literature, customs, and traditions. Of course, this can be also used in the classroom if you find it relevant, just to introduce some subject or have some kind of variety in classroom. Again, this game is online, so the students would have to have access to computers or their phones to play. And last but not least, we have got different online materials which are not meant or which had not been developed with the intention to support education directly, but they can be used as a kind of starting point to develop your own activities as a starting point material. So the example that I have here is some kind of mystery mansion escape room. It's in English, so it's a very simple game. You just look for hidden objects in pictures. So if you think about, for example, language lessons, those objects can be used to expand students' vocabulary and create some variety in the classroom. So this is something which is already there. It doesn't have to be developed, or one does not have to invest time before to design the materials, but some activities may exploit those. So this is the first part. If I go to the second part, it's about the tools. So there is quite big number of tools which are already available there. Some of them are free. There are also premium or paid versions. So, of course, the activity that we started today, today's lab, this was Mentimeter. This can be used for creating word clouds like we did in the beginning, but also short quizzes, gathering feedback, having interactive presentations, and yes, yeah, something which is very good for some kind of warm up or yeah, introducing some input. It can be done anonymously. So if your students are not comfortable, maybe sharing some things, that's a way out. Yeah, of course, if they have access to phones or laptops, or yeah, you could also use it for tests, and then of course you can set the yeah, in the settings, of course, then the students have to provide their names. There are also other tools like that. So Answer Garden is another one, or Plickers. Yeah, so it's also good for short surveys. Quite simple tools that you can use. Another group of tools, they are for collaborative learning, for discussions, for also for group work. Miro is probably the most famous. Yeah, so for virtual whiteboards, yeah, this is perfect. So students can discuss, but at the same time use the board for gathering some information. And as we discussed in the first two laboratories, well, design thinking very often is about gathering yeah, feedback from the customers or from the users, also discussing ideas, yeah, in the in one of the phases, yeah, you can also gather the information and select the most important ones and categorize it. So yeah, it's both for yeah, those discovery phases, but also for ideating, for creative brainstorms. FigJam is another one. So yeah, then you can also create some interactive boards. It has also got AI built in the tool already. And Kogu is another example. This is used for creating mind maps. Yeah. Mind mapping, by the way, is not something that we discussed, but it's another way of yeah, getting some structure for creative ideas, or also making sure that you know all the aspects of a problem have been covered. So yeah, so this is for collaboration, for group work. We also have some tools for content creation and for storytelling. So we discuss stories, how to use them in the classroom, and yeah, this can be supported by Genially. This is Genially can also be used to design escape rooms online as well. Action Bound is another one. So if you think about more offline games, for example, some outdoor activities, yeah, then yeah, this enables generating QR codes, so also applicable for some kind of escape room games. Then we have Canva and yeah, similar tools like Adobe Express or Story Maps GA. Okay, there are also tools that are developed specifically for educational purposes. Here we've got Notebook LM, for example. So yes, this can be also used to share materials and also design exercises. Okay, here we also have got H5P, Goose Chase, and Tailblazer. So those systems that also, yeah, have options of using AI, but also AR, so augmented reality. So yeah, this is more advanced, but probably this is where the future lies. We've got Google Slides as well, Visme for visualization, for also for creating slides. log quizzes and Padlets, and we discussed also Kahoot for quizzes. Then we have another group of tools. This is something that can be helpful when you think about fact checking and let's say this digital media literacy. So we've got those reverse image searches that support, let's say, finding the root or the source of the picture. So you upload the photograph or the graphics, and then we have got the overview of where else it appears on internet. So TinEye and Google Lens are the examples. We've got also Wakelet. So this helps organize certain contents. So you can save links, some other inputs from internet, like videos or posts from social media, into a kind of a board, a virtual board. For prototyping and feedback, which can also be applicable for design thinking, well, we've got Marvel app and Flip, And finally, if you think about gamification, but also coding, we've got Bamboozle, GatherTown as examples. So those tools, this was the list that had been shared earlier. So if you have tried your hands at those or have seen the demos, this is the summary of that part. Okay, so that covers the let's say the available materials and the tools, but also we have got right now quite a number of challenges, but also opportunities related to AI. Okay, no matter how well we use other tools, the artificial intelligence will come into those, will be either integrated or can be used on top. So there are also AI tools that help create quizzes or tests, like for example Claude AI. And of course, when it comes to content, to graphics, there is a large variety of tools available. Apart from whatever tools and AI, we also have got the content on social media, which also can be used and exploited in the classroom. So again, we've got, let's say, two categories. There is this general content that can be adapted for the purposes of whatever you have in the classroom. Specifically, and also the content which is specifically designed for education or has this educational purpose in mind. Of course, the quality is different, so sometimes it's good to also have a critical eye and see whether this is good content. But there are certain podcasts, there are certain educational accounts or on Instagram which might be used at least to some extent. And they might be relevant to students. Although I'm not sure if Instagram is any more relevant for secondary school learners. Maybe it should be TikTok or other contents. Okay, so that's about the tools. Now, when it comes to AI, of course, it has been there for quite some time, and it's not going to disappear. Quite the opposite. Probably we shall see and the increase in how the students and also teachers use it. Of course, we can paint this beautiful picture of how it can support both teaching and learning. And indeed, it offers a lot of opportunities. It's about creating the teaching materials. It's about making the content more attractive. So this particular picture, this was created by artificial intelligence. So I would never be able to create anything like that myself. So that's one of the ways in which AI can support me. Right now, it's also possible to not only to learn and to get the material, it's also possible to get the summaries of certain topics and also to receive feedback. So yeah, let's say a couple of years ago, if I wanted to brush up my French or learn another language or learn anything at all, okay, I would be able to learn and listen to things and read things. But right now I can also, yeah, create my own work and have AI check it for me. So it's also feedback. I also receive feedback, not only for language learning, but for any subject. And so this is, let's say, the bright side or the beautiful side, but of course there are a lot of risks created with that. Yeah, so we have to sort of take, take AI with all this baggage there is. Yeah, so the good sides, the advantages, but also the something that might be the disadvantage. Yeah, and the dark sides are there. Yeah, so yeah, it's a mixed blessing. Yeah, it's both a good thing, but also something that may be dangerous. Yeah. So what are the let's say challenges and dangerous and questions to ask oneself? Well, one is about how critical the students are. And how critical can they be when they use materials developed by AI, or when they prepare something which is AI supported, yeah, which probably it's difficult to avoid. But the question is, can they critically assess, how good or how relevant or how true it is? Yeah. So, okay, it's getting better and better, but yeah, if you don't have this kind of reference, yeah, how will you be able to, be critical or be skeptical about something? Yeah. So this is a big question that comes. Yeah. There is another one. This is about the leverage. So okay, how to do it that I teach people, teach students how to use it, but not in a way that it sort of gets the total work done for me, but I still keep my autonomy, creative thinking, critical thinking. I still train my brain, and I just use AI to do maybe the tedious stuff. Yeah. So this is a big question. Yeah. So where's the leverage? Yeah. So not to waste certain aspects of education which are critical. Yeah. Like we mentioned before. Yeah. I mean, in principle or in a nutshell, it would be how to teach people to think, and to be active. Yeah, and how to use AI for that, right? So because probably we cannot avoid it. Okay, so there's also the question of creativity. And the picture which you can see in the background of this slide, this is actually created by AI. This was a project done by Rijksmuseum in Amsterdam and one of the Dutch banks. This was called New Rembrandt. And what they did, they created the technology to create a new painting by Rembrandt. And this was a big project. So, the technique, the painting technique of the painter was studied meticulously. So, the way he used, the brush strokes, the colors, the way he painted portraits, also, what the texture of paintings is. So there was even this map created, how if you were to just look from a close distance, how the paint is put on the canvas, yeah, where it's thicker, where it's thinner. So all of that was part of the training for AI, and this is the result, yeah. And probably if I were to see it, I would never be able to guess that it was actually created by AI. But this is a specific kind of creativity. Okay, it's something new, but it still copies the style of Rembrandt. But there are also other instances of AI being able to perform the so-called combinatory creativity. And with combinatory creativity, you take inspiration, or you combine certain aspects of things or themes or even domains to create something new. In fact, most of human creativity is also combinatory. Yeah? It's about combination of ideas. It's also working on something that has been there so far, but making it better. So yeah, here, there is this big question, okay, how do I make sure, or how do I teach people to think in new ways? And even if I use AI as support, how do I assess if something is really new or creative? Yeah, so this is a big question, and probably one of the biggest challenges to come. Yeah. In languages, but also for other domains, in the case of other subjects, probably the future and even the now is about post editing. Yeah, so I'll give you an example from linguistics and language studies. So actually, right now, if I think about teaching languages, yes, some students might think about translations or interpreting. So there is actually the market space, the demand for that has shrunk to such an extent that we are actually left with post editing. Yeah, so okay, I can speak a language, but it's only, it's going to be only there to really, check whether this makes sense. Yeah. Okay, there will be some niches, maybe some literary translations, maybe some other spaces, but yeah, what it boils down to is, okay, how to post edit. And similarly, probably for other humanist, not maybe not science, but also things like writing, or when I write an essay, okay, I may ask AI to do some of the work, but the question is, how do I post edit? Yeah, how do I make sure that it's really, really good? And again, what I have said earlier, to be able to edit, I have to have some reference. Yeah, so I have to edit it against my knowledge and my experience. And yeah, the question is, how do I do it? How do I do it? Yeah. How do I make my students autonomous enough to be able to perform this kind of check? So it's not only about critical thinking, it's also about the check. Of course, there is this big part about emotions and student well-being. The more we sort of move towards technology and being online, there is this part of life offline that maybe is at risk. Yeah? And also this well-being is part of that here. Yeah? So I have recently talked with one group of students, and one of the people said something which is already mentioned as a kind of concern. Okay, so they said, okay, we've got access to all those social media, we've got a lot of people with whom we can be in touch, and we are, but still a lot of young people feel lonely. Yeah? So this is one of the challenges in technology as well. Yeah, then we have the question of experience, and this is about this let's say framework, yeah, or reference. So okay, if I am to edit something or assess it critically, yeah, I should have some experience. I should have some knowledge. I should have something against, I will confront this AI output. And finally, we've got values and social issues. So this is something, if we talk about the theme of our project, this is something which you actually might discuss with your students. What does it mean when it comes to values? Yeah, so what are the opportunities and what are the threats when it comes to AI? And this would be also an interesting discussion to have with young people. And also, there are challenges socially. Okay, so when it comes to social life, when it comes to societies, okay, let's say this access to AI or technology, okay, for whom will it be? Who will be benefiting from it? what does it mean for the labor market, what does it mean for well-being of people, for welfare, and how is it going to be tackled. And our students are the future. So it's also probably part of the learning. And it can be touched upon in different subjects and in different courses. So yes, this sort of summarizes the points that we have here for today. So a lot of question marks, so more questions than answers, but probably this is one of the biggest challenges right now. This is also the challenge for us as teachers. Okay, so will we become obsolete very soon? Okay, if everything is available in AI, what is the role of the teacher, of the lecturer, for future? The first exercise is about the opportunities, but also challenges presented by artificial intelligence. So I am curious about your point of view. So this is the time to reflect about, how it can be used in a good way. With those topics that have been discussed in the theoretical part in the best way. Then we have the exercise about those online tools, platforms, or technologies that you use in your classes. And this is the time to think, in what ways or in what way does it support your teaching, and also which is the specific activity that is enjoyed by your students most. And finally, and this will be the longest exercise for today, this is a kind of summary or the so-called final project after all the laboratories that we have had so far. So the task would be to select one of the tools that you have not used so far and to design an activity. This is just to try your hands at those tools, and then there will be time to think about how it could be applied in your classes. So for this exercise, it's almost an hour, but we will be sharing also the results with other people on this webinar.